Madhuri Banerjee, Right India Season 1 author. Madhuri, it's been a pleasure working with you for Right India Season 1.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we've had this lovely long journey with 11 authors and the prompts that they all gave. When your prompt came, I was a bit taken aback. Love Jihad. So, what made you give us Love Jihad as a prompt?
Recently we've been seeing a lot of love that's been happening between cultures, castes, religions, and they've not been spoken about and they've been kind of suppressed. Uh, there have been a lot of love stories that have not really come out properly because the traditional love stories have come out. So I really thought that it would be interesting to have a Hindu-Muslim angle to a different kind of a story and see what young India actually thinks about religion and caste today, because we don't really think about it so much, but maybe young India really still does. So that's what my thought was.
Yeah, and indeed it was like, a pleasant change because we'd been getting a lot of romances and we'd been getting themes of infidelity and romance and as such, and thrillers also from Ashwin and Chetan and history from Amish. And then came this Love Jihad, which I'm sure, made people think differently, the same participants who were writing for Right India. And we got some brilliant stories from there, didn't we?
Yes, and like you said, we got a lot of stories from Hyderabad and Kolkata.
Yes.
So obviously there were a lot of stories that were there talking about Hindu-Muslim relationships that they've not been able to explore because of a certain bias around them. So that was really interesting to read.
Yes. And strangely, four ISRO scientists wrote for you, and they didn't write for any other author. They
Wow!
just wrote for you. So
Wow,
that
that is
is,
such a
yeah, yeah.
privilege. Thank you
And
so much.
and that is strange, isn't it? Because I mean, strange in the sense I'm curious about it. I'm curious to find out. Maybe we should try getting in touch with them and ask them that why did they choose your story to write? Why Love Jihad?
Yes,
The
I think
scientists.
yes, I think I would love to hear from scientists about why they felt that this prompt was interesting for them.
Yes.
Because I really thought that it would be the youngsters who would
Yes,
be
that's true.
kind of writing,
Not scientists, at
but
least,
not
yes.
scientists. So
Yeah.
we have to get in touch with them to like
Yes,
talk about it. Yeah.
absolutely. So, Madhuri, you've made this, taken this big step into television now, and you are in charge of getting new programs for a TV channel. Um, how do you find is it a transition or is it just a progression? How do you look at it?
I think it's kind of a progression because writing for me has been from, say, articles and blogs and columns to writing novels, and now
And script writing,
and
movies as
script
well,
writing
yes.
movies, to actually finding stories and ideas that would work for a different platform.
Yes.
So I'm not really writing here, but I'm curating those stories.
Yes. So
So
you're on the side again, like in Right India, where you helped mentor youngsters. You are again in a space where you can help and encourage other writers and
absolutely,
people.
absolutely. So I'm looking at young writers and old writers, or just new thoughts and new ideas for television and stories and
Yes.
characters that would be really different.
Yeah.
So again, it was a progression from Right India actually, and Right India gave me that because I realized that I needed to do more from Right India by understanding stories and these writers and take that forward in some way, and that's how I actually took the plunge into television.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. That Right India was able to help not just the participants but the authors as well.
Yes, it was. It was
Yes.
Right India for me was not just about finding these stories and finding the correct the writers and then taking a workshop yesterday and helping nurture the new authors and the next gen. But for me personally, Right India was how else can I give back? How else do I take this forward? And it really it was in the back of my mind that if I could do Right India, I can do television as well. So
Yeah, really. Thank you so much for telling us that because when you say that, it makes me feel really happy.
no,
Um,
you were the
yeah.
catalyst for me to actually take this step forward into something new. I've
Great.
not done.
That's wonderful.
After 9 years, I've got back to a full-time job, and I think it was the Right India movement that really helped me, because I realized that there were so many stories, there were so many people out there who didn't have a voice, and I needed to give them that voice, and I wanted to be on a larger platform to help them, give them that
I
voice.
think this is that Right India energy that
It was the Right
puts
India
you there,
energy.
and it put you there so that you are able to help a lot of Right India winners and participants to, as a channel to get places.
Yes, of course, and I hope that with Right India, they write the book is released, and I'm really looking forward to reading all the stories.
Yeah.
But more than that, I'm like looking forward to them writing something more with their life, and hopefully after the workshop yesterday, that they'll go forward and write their novels, they'll write their scripts, and be writers and authors, and that's what Right India has
With your
done.
encouragement, definitely they will be
I
one
hope
day.
so.
Thank you so much for being with us. It's
Thank
been
you,
a pleasure
Vinita.
knowing you and working with you.
Thank you, Vinta.
Thank
This
you.
has been a wonderful opportunity, and I thank you for bringing this to me. And I'm really humbled and honored that you think that I'm one of the 11 authors that should have been part of
Yes,
the
of
first
course.
group. And I'm deeply, deeply moved by this Right India, and I really, really hope that it goes forward to many, many more
It will.
seasons.
It will,
Thank you.
definitely. Thank you so much.